Nightmare Castle, released July 16th, 1965. Starring Barbara Steele, Paul Miller, and Helga Lynn. Produced by Carlo Ciano, Giampaolo Letta, and Mario Spadalti. Uh, writ- Written by Fabio Di Agostini and co-written and directed by Mario Ciano, who actually used an American pseudonym um, because this was made back in the days where it was kind of taboo and controversial to make horror films back then. It would ruin your career. So, yeah, this is an Italian made film, but yeah, they use American pseudonyms and stuff like that. But also, Mario Ciano has also done film. He has like 45 films to his name, but he mainly did like westerns and stuff. Like he's done Nazi Love Camp 27, I Am the Labyrinth, My Name is Shanghai Joe, Weapons of Death, and a whole pile of other interesting films throughout the 70s and stuff. Now, Nightmare Castle is his most notable work, I think. At least on IMDb and stuff, it is. Yeah. So, Nightmare Castle basically it takes place in obviously a big castle mansion, and owned by a doctor who's like doing experiments and stuff, and he catches his wife, who's played by Barbara Steele, having an affair with the gardener in the garden. So he catches them, and then he chains them up in his laboratory and does tortures them a bit and till they slowly die. And then he marries the twin sister of his wife, and then basically sort of like inflicts a little bit of pain on her because the ghosts of the people he killed are haunting the castle and bringing dread upon them and stuff. And yeah, it's quite the interesting story to watch. This is a black and white film, so I know some people sadly don't like black and white movies, which is a shame because this one's actually a pretty well written film. There's a lot of relatable characters and likable characters in it. Um, yeah, the setting is pretty spooky and atmospheric at times, and has a feel almost like a Universal picture, but obviously this is a Italian like lower budget type film for the time, and it still has quite a bit of heart put into it, and it has a good love story to the narrative, and it is well constructed. The horror aspects of it were pretty interesting for like that time period and stuff, because there's a lot of cool like ghost effects and stuff that they use that you don't really see in 1965 films, and it was pretty must have been a pretty big undertaking for that. Yeah, I actually quite enjoyed this film. I thought it was pretty well conceived, basically. There's not really much to care about. Some of the characters had some pointless filler, I'd say, in it. There was like random like little conversation that probably didn't really need to be in there because it didn't really add to the characters at all, and it didn't progress the story very much. It's kind of some useless little things here and there, but those are just like little nitpicky things I have. But overall, I thought it was pretty well shot, and it has quite the interesting love revenge type film. I wouldn't say this is a really scary movie. Uh, so definitely, if you're like just trying to getting into horror, or if you're trying to find stuff that's a little different out of the normal realm of horror film, especially like nowadays, this one is actually a pretty interesting one. This was my first time seeing it, and I thought it was pretty well written and well constructed for a film, and it was beautifully shot for the most part. There's some scenes where it's like a little too dark or a little iffy on the effects and stuff, but overall, I thought this film was pretty well done. Yeah, and Barbara Steele was gorgeous as always, and she's always gorgeous in in the olden days films. Um, and she plays like both twin sisters, which was pretty good. And she definitely made the personalities quite different and stuff like that. And really brought that. So you actually felt like you're watching a twin. So I was pretty pleased with that. But yeah, besides the little nitpicky things like you could tell they padded the runtime a bit, but other than that, it was pretty flawless. I thought this one's a pretty good film from the times, and I think people should revisit it and not forget about this one, because this one definitely should be noted sort of up there with like the classic monsters and some of the cheesy B movies from the Universal and stuff that came out in the same time period. This one was a little more serious, and it has a good feel to it. So overall, I'm gonna give this one a 4.5 out of 5, because yeah, it's just a really good story. Now, to the diehard horror fans who love super scary stuff, it probably won't appeal to you. But if you're looking for something that has a little more in-depth story and in-depth characters and a more subtle horror type atmosphere and stuff like that, this one might be for you. So definitely check it out. I found a trailer for it too, which I'll link down below. And also my Instagram's always linked down below too, where I always post clips of films I'm going to review in the future on my stories. So make sure you follow me there. I also hide the title of the film I'm going to review in the hashtag somewhere small in the video clips. See if you can find it. I do that for fun, and so people can either guess or try to find what I'm going to review next. And I also put the genre of film and a hashtag on there too, whether it's a subgenre of horror or just different genre of film in general, because I know some people probably don't like certain aspects of horror or certain genres, so then you're aware of what I'm going to be talking about next. So yeah, so make sure you follow me on Instagram. Also, yeah, make sure you like this video, share it so more people are aware of it, and check it out, because this is definitely one that we shouldn't really try to lose and stuff. It's one of the early Italian films I've seen that is actually really good. So yeah, make sure you share it to spread the word. Also, make sure you subscribe, because you never know what I'm going to talk about next usually. And yeah. Also, if you have any other films that you want to hear my opinions on in the future, comment those down below too. I'll try my best to get to them as fast as I can, and if I can find them. So yeah, but Nightmare Castle was a pretty big surprise for me. I actually really enjoyed it, and you'd also find this on like most. I'm pretty sure you could actually find this on YouTube to watch. So yeah, just so you're aware. And if I can find it on YouTube, I'll link it down below too. So yeah, but Nightmare Castle was a surprisingly pretty good movie. So hopefully the next one I look at too. I'm kind of working in a one of those like 12 film DVD packs that I've been going through. So yeah, but we'll see what I decide to watch next in the next review. But till then, I guess I'll see you later.